This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, welcome back.
What's up, Big O?
Not much, bro. Just checking out the market, trying to see what I can take advantage of right now, as we got some stuff going on in the market, while the others panic and blood is on the streets. That's when you take advantage, baby. Anyway, how you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
Yeah, it's been a uneventful NFL draft for the Dolphins, but hopefully this receiver that they picked up in the fourth round can kind of fill a void maybe left by Mac Hollins. That would be a good start if he can be a key special teams contributor and kind of battle for that fourth or fifth wide receiver spot.
It looks like he's more than that, right? Because he can run the ball. It seems like he's a multifaceted guy, that he's not just going to be a receiver, that it looks like they may be using him also in the run game too. So he's a little different than Mac Hollins and Devontae Parker. Maybe that's the reason why those guys aren't here. They're not multiple enough for what he needs on offense.
Yeah, I mean, Easy mentioned that he has versatility and certainly the ability to, catch and run the ball from various positions will be beneficial. Read some comps to Dante Moncrief, read some comps to Mohamed Sanu. The one thing about Mike McDaniel is he has repeatedly found receivers and running backs in rounds 4 through 7 or as undrafted players. Guys like Andrew Hawkins, who he had with the Browns, I believe, who he can identify, hey, this guy fits what we want to do, even though no one's going to take him in the first 2 or 3 rounds of an NFL draft.
All right. First of all, your grade on the linebacker in the third round.
I thought it was a good idea to add a linebacker who can play inside and is faster than a Landon Roberts. The thing about this Tyndall guy from Georgia is that he's very fast, but he's also tough and physical. And so, you want guys who have 4.4, 4.5 speed at the linebacker position, but also who are able to work through trash. It gets messy in the middle. So it's interesting that Tyndall was described as a guy who can play both downhill and sideline to sideline. Generally, you're not going to find a Pro Bowl linebacker in the third round, but this guy's athletic measurables are off the charts. And because he did a lot more in his fourth season at Georgia, wasn't even a full-time starter, than he did in the first 3 years of his career at Georgia. Chris Greer, the GM, talked about how he really thinks that the arrow is pointing up and that there's a lot of upside for this player. So I was wrong. I thought the Dolphins would go safe picks in the third and fourth rounds. And in particular, in the third round, they went with a player who they project to be better in the pros than he was in college.
All right. Like it there. The Cheetah, by the way, has reached out to Eric and says, yes, sir, let's work. How about that? So Eric already reaching out. How's the last name pronounced?
No idea. No, I will learn it. But since he was drafted 5 minutes ago, Big O, I have not had a chance to learn it. And so I don't want to guess.
I think it's Ezukanma. Easy.
I'm just going to call him Easy right now. Easy.
Kan, Kan, and then Ma. Ezukanma.
So for now, I'm going to refer to him as Easy E, which some folks call him.
Okay. All right.
And he's got a graphic logo. You can find it on the internet.
Is a pain in the ass to pronounce, so I get it. Easy E is a lot easier.
I like Easy E. I like that.
I like it. Yeah. Why not? I think it's a good move. All right. So overall, I would imagine you're giving it a D, right? Because you don't even give C's during the draft, right?
I mean, a C plus, I guess. I mean, what do I know?
How do I have
any idea? How do I have any idea if this Georgia linebacker is going to be like a a starter for the Dolphins for 5 years? I have no idea. How do
No,
I know if this Texas
I do
Tech
like him.
receiver is going to be a starter in the NFL? Probably not. The odds are against a fourth-round receiver becoming a starter, especially on a team with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, no, he looks like a specialist, not necessarily a starter, is what
And
he
he's a
looks
little
like
bit
right now.
bigger.
Yeah,
Hill and Waddle are little guys. And so
yeah.
with losing Parker and Hollins, who are taller guys, this guy has decent speed and decent size. And I watched some of his highlights. I didn't study how to pronounce his last name, but I watched some of his highlights. And what I saw is that he's a guy who can get you yards after catch. And that's the emphasis in the Mike McDaniel offense. They want you to catch the ball 5, 7, 8 yards down the field and gain yards after the catch. And this guy can do that.
Overall, when you start to look at what's next, I kind of think that because a lot of people were expecting a center, it did not happen. I kind of get the JC Treader thing is still there, and they're trying to drive that price down. And Greer has kind of been a tough negotiator. He doesn't necessarily give away, big deals all the time and overpay and things like that. Very few times do you walk away from a contract that they sign and you say, wow, they overpaid this guy. Maybe Byron Jones a little bit, but outside of that, there are no contracts like that. So I'm wondering if they're trying to drive it down and maybe Treader is that next move in the offseason with 20 million still under the cap.
The hard thing about the Treader situation is he's the NFLPA president. So he doesn't necessarily want to be the guy who takes a bad contract, if you know what I mean. But I agree that in general, the Dolphins are going to add a veteran center. And when the Dolphins add a veteran center and line him up next to Teron Armstead and Connor Williams and Robert Hunt, it's going to be a completely different offensive line. And it's very exciting to think that the Dolphins might actually have a competent offensive line in 2022.
So
When was the
you give
last time we could say that?
But I don't even remember. Have you given up on Michael Dieter? Because I haven't.
I think Dieter's fine. I think the thing about Dieter is that he's a guy who has played guard and tackle, and usually the centers in the zone run offense are smaller guys. So are the guards. I mean, Mark Schlereth is a little bit smaller than Robert Hunt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but Hunt is obviously such a good player, nimble for his size. That's going to be an interesting one to monitor. I mean, you get the idea the Dolphins would like to leave Robert Hunt at guard, but if for some reason Eichenberg and Jackson falter, I personally would not give up on the idea that he could, in a pinch, still play tackle.
All right. If listeners want to check out your material there at the Palm Beach Post, what are you working on, sir?
Well, certainly later in the day, we'll have a recap of where the Dolphins roster stands now, including these few additions in the draft. There's a story that I posted about the linebacker Tyndall. Your favorite Palm Beach Post reporter, our Hal Habib, is working on a story about the Texas Tech receiver Eze, who was clearly endorsed.
Al Habib,
Who was
by the way,
clearly he is a legend in the industry.
You have to put the legend first.
He's notorious. He is the notorious Hal Habib.
That's it.
Yeah. So he'll have a story on Eze and how he's looking forward to working with Tua and working with another former Texas Tech Red Raider, Wes Welker.
I wonder if Wes Welker had a little juice in this pick. Like, guys, you got to look at this guy. This is my team. I watch him every week. This guy fits what we do, and he comes from San Francisco. So you just wonder if there was something from Wes Welker there. Like, he was like, no, come on, check this guy out. And then they ended up liking him.
You know how that works. They usually give the position coaches, film on like 8 guys, 8, 10 guys that they think they really want to focus on, and then they get their opinion from the position coaches. So, there's little doubt that Welker liked this guy and heard good things from the Texas Tech coaching staff.
I'm with you there. All right, wait a minute. I think you broke up there.
Kind of wish there was a running back or a center, but it's all right.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Schad Joe and catch his work there at the Palm Beach Post and subscribe and support the excellent writers there of the Palm Beach Post, including Tom D'Angelo too. We can't forget Tommie there also.
And
part
Emily
of
Smar, she's great.
There you go. There you go. So support the folks at the Palm Beach Post. Joe, we'll catch up later on in the week, baby, as we recap this weekend, my friend. Thank you.
All right, bud. Take care.
You got it. There you go. The great Joe Schad and our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.